What is Web 2.0? Well, it's very hard to define because there's a fine line between Web 2.0 and Web 1.0. We can loosely define it as the customizable version of Web 1.0. While being totally open source, users have the ability to customize all the content that goes on to Web 2.0 web pages. Web browsers have also evolved to conform to this type of internet lifestyle while remaining totally open source. Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox are perfect examples of this, while Internet Explorer and Netscape browsers are perfect examples of what Web 1.0 is. Web 2.0 uses stricter HTML code known as XHTML, and they also use CSS, cascading style sheets, to create a better looking, smoother running web page. Web 2.0 came about after the dot-com bubble burst. That started back in the early 90s and crashed around 2001, right after the terrorist attacks. What happened was that the internet blew up with such ferocity that companies were starting up left and right. And it got to the point where hundreds of companies would start up every day. They would put up a product online and they would use the internet to their advantage to try and make money. But unfortunately, while they thought they were making money, they weren't. They were actually losing money. They were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on parties and promotional get-togethers to market their product. While nobody wanted their product, they just lost money. And eventually this caused a huge collapse in the dot-com world. Not to mention, a lot of these companies were having questionable bookkeeping records and questionable business practices. Enron is a perfect example of this. Following the dot-com bubble burst, the internet didn't die, but it had lost some popularity. So companies stepped in with a revolutionary way of looking at media on the internet. When Web 1.0 was around, users would go onto the internet just to look up a piece of information, and then that was it. They would have no real reason to return to that web page ever again. In Web 2.0, the start of social networking was seen. People could go on, make friends, post videos, blog, put pictures on, and talk to their friends through the internet. This allowed many more reasons for the user to return to that web page. This is causing another bubble. Some speculate that this could cause another dot-com bubble burst, but that depends on how we look at the internet now. It's Web 2.0.